Hello students, I Dr. Rachna Sharma, Associate Professor SOIT, IMS Noida. Today I will discuss the problem solving technique. In last video we had discussed about the different type of programming languages and the next step ahead to how to write the programs. So before we directly move to the coding, we must understand how to solve the problems, and here we are having the certain steps to write the program. So, problem solving principles. It says first completely understand the problem, devise a plan to solve it, carry out the plan, and review the result. Now, what exactly the meaning of it? Suppose you make a program for the picnic. In that case, also, if you are planning, so you have to identify कि how many friends with you for that particular picnic, then how you will go, whether you will go with bike या आप बस से जाओगे, कितना अमाउंट होगा, क्या बजट होगा, किस तरह से जो है आप मैनेज करोगे, एंड फाइनली आउटकम क्या होगा. सो दीज आर द सर्टेन स्टेप्स जब आप एक जनरल प्लान बनाते हैं. सिमिलरली व्हेनेवर यू हैव टू राइट ए प्रोग्राम, प्रोग्राम को लिखने से पहले सबसे पहले क्या ज़रूरी है, यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रॉब्लम कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है, कौन कौन से इनपुट्स होंगे, क्या प्रोसेस होगा, किस तरह से जो है हमें क्या डिज़ायर्ड रिजल्ट चाहिए. सो व्हाट शुड बी द सीक्वेंसिंग ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट्स टू राइट ए पर्टिकुलर प्रोग्राम. So this is the basically concept. So when we develop a program, it is very much essential to analyze the problem. Then further next step, you will design the program. After that, you will code. It means you will take the help of any programming language under which you write the program. Finally, you will test whether your program is correct or not. It means कि if there are errors, so you have to debug the errors. So let's discuss first step, how to analyze the problem. Brewster's thousand concerned key. What are the inputs? First you identify with the help of the given data. What are the outputs? It means the desired data. And how we will calculate the required output. हमें कौन कौन से वेरिएबल्स चाहिए होंगे, कौन सा फार्मूला हम अप्लाई करेंगे, क्या सीक्वेंसिंग ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स होगी जिसकी हेल्प से हम जो है डिज़ायर्ड रिजल्ट को आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे. सो इफ़ द एनालिसिस इज नॉट प्रॉपर, in that case we will not design the problem in the proper manner, and finally we will not get the desired result. So the second step is design the program. To design the program, we are creating an outline of the program. In this case, we will not take the help of any programming languages. We will simply write the pseudocode or algorithm step by step as a procedure in the form of English language, and that sequencing of statements would be converted further in the form of program. So the different ways to design a program, we have first method, that is algorithm. Third is once you have designed कि क्या क्या steps होंगे, whether with the help of algorithm, and the another problem solving technique is the flowchart. So with the help of that, first you will analyze design, और डिज़ाइन में जो आपने लेआउट ब्लूप्रिंट तैयार किया उसको कन्वर्ट करेंगे अब हम विद द हेल्प ऑफ एनी प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज विच इज़ रिक्वायर्ड टू फुलफिल द to find out the desired result. That may be basic, Pascal, C++, Java, or any other language according to the need of the programming. So in this course, we write code in the pseudocode and developing the skills to be used when studying the specific languages. तो वंस द डिज़ाइन इज completed, आपको क्या करना है? यू हैव टू राइट द प्रोग्राम कोड. अब प्रोग्राम हमने लिख लिया. नाउ हाउ डू यू टेस्ट whether this set of statements, whether this set of instructions which you have written with the help of the syntax of any specific language, whether it is basic Pascal or C++, क्या वो करेक्ट है या नहीं? For that, you will take the help of the compiler ऑफ दैट स्पेसिफिक लैंग्वेज, क्योंकि हर लैंग्वेज का जो कंपाइलर है वो डिफरेंट होता है. जैसे कि अगर आप हिंदी यूज़ करते हैं तो हिंदी की ग्रामर डिफरेंट होती है. इंग्लिश यूज़ करते हैं तो इंग्लिश की ग्रामर डिफरेंट होती है. फ्रेंच है तो फ्रेंच की ग्रामर सिंटैक्स रूल डिफरेंट है. सिमिलरली फॉर ऑल प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस the grammar rules, which we can say as the syntax, are different. For that, we need the specific translator to convert into the machine language. So the fourth step to test, that is the testing the program. And how we will test? With the help of the specific compiler of that particular programming languages. Do you locate any errors or bugs? If it is there, so we have to modify, or we can say we have to debug the program. So testing is done throughout the development cycle. Whenever you develop a program, until unless you are not getting the desired result, you have to test the program. So test checking or code walkthrough is performed to locate errors in the code कि किस पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट पर वो एरर है, हाउ इट इज़ टू बी debugged. So ultimate test is to run the program to see if the output are correct for the given out inputs. अब ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा जो है एरर्स वो डिस्प्ले करे. If it is showing the errors, these are the syntactical errors. But sometimes it is not showing any error, which we can say as the syntactical errors, but we are not getting the desired result. Desired result which is to be expected and which we are not getting. So how to write the algorithm, which is the design part of the program under the development of the program. And what is algorithm? As I told you, the algorithm is a part of the blueprint or the plan for the computer program. तो जो भी एफिशिएंट मैनर है सीक्वेंस ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स में हम कन्वर्ट कर सकें इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस, वो हमारा एल्गोरिथम है. But there are certain characteristics, certain rules to write the algorithm. The first is input. There must be input part for the algorithm. इनपुट जो है ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपका हमेशा वन ही हो. समटाइम्स यू आर डिस्प्लेइंग एनी मैसेज, तो इट मीन्स इनपुट में बी ज़ीरो. But there must be always some output, whether it is in the form of numeric or whether it is in the form of text. तो आउटपुट जो है हमारा वन, इट मीन्स एटलीस्ट वन तो आपका होना चाहिए. थर्ड स्टेप कहता है, थर्ड रूल, डेफिनिटनेस. इट मीन्स कि जो है कभी भी एल्गोरिथम जो है आपका इनफाइनाइट नहीं हो सकता. हमारे जो सेट ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, सीक्वेंस ऑफ स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, देयर मस्ट बी सम सीक्वेंस, देयर मस्ट बी सम कंक्रीट. तो वो आपका जो है क्या होगा, वो आपका इनफाइनाइट नहीं होगा. सेकंड, next thing, the algorithm must be effective. You must get the desired result in a proper manner. So once there is a start, there must be end. तो algorithm must be ended or the termination. अगर termination नहीं होगा तो क्या होगा? It will be infinite and it will repeat the set of statements which you have written. So these are the certain characteristics, certain features which we have to think over, which we have to follow while writing the algorithm. For example, to find largest of three numbers. So here first is start and the last is end. So here we have the specific definite set of statements under start and the end. It is not the infinite set of statements. So, as I told you, first input, it means we need to read the three numbers num1, num2, num3, and these are the user defined variables. So, when we are doing the comparison, first you will do the comparison for the first two numbers, then go to step 5. जब num1 और num2 का आप कंपेयर कर लेंगे तो स्टेप 5 पर फर्स्ट नंबर को you will compare with number 3, and if it is largest num1 you will print num1 is largest. Again, if this condition is false, it means if num1 is not greater than num2, so it will automatically execute, it will automatically move to the next step, that is step 4. So it will check if num2 is greater than num3, then print num2, else print num3 is largest. And if it is not there, in the last case, it will display print num3 is the largest. So in this way, it will do compare the three elements one with another and will try to find out the largest element. Another example, one of the simplest algorithm to find the largest number in the list. So what we have done? We have assumed the first item is the large, then you had checked the rest two numbers. If the first is largest, so no problem. But if the second number is larger from the first one, so it will compare with the rest two elements. So this is the description for that algorithm which we have discussed at present. So you can write this in the form of pseudocode also. And to write the algorithm in the pseudocode, you will write here input is a non-empty list of number L. Output जो है that will be the largest number in the list, and you will assign the largest variable as the first element for each item in the list. Suppose we have the more than 3 numbers. So if the item is greater than largest, then largest is the item and return largest. So that is the case whenever we have the unsorted number of orders and number may be more than 3. The another concept in the problem solving techniques to design the program which we have said the blueprint, the another way is flowchart. Again it is program independent, but or we can see the language independent, any programming language independent. Difference क्या है? Algorithm में we have written the English language statements to mention the sequence of operations, but in the case of flowchart, we will mention with the help of the graphical representation. It will show the process, how a process works, showing at minimum the sequence of steps. So flowchart is the pictorial representation of the program. So here we have the certain guidelines to draw a flowchart. These symbols are used whenever we draw any flowchart. Start or end of the program, and here computational, then input or output operation. So decision making or branching is the basically concept of, we can say, the flowchart. So these are the sequence, these are the operations which you have mentioned over here. So here if you go through with the round box, use it to represent an event which occurs automatically. तो राउंड शेप किसके लिए है कि आपने स्टार्ट एंड इस टाइप से किया, इट मीन्स कि नेक्स्ट अकरेंस के लिए कंटिन्यूशन में जब आपका एक फ्लो चार्ट है और पेज जो है आपका फिल है तो यू कैन ऑटोमेटिकली कंटिन्यू विद द हेल्प ऑफ द राउंड बॉक्स. Rectangle box we use normally whenever we have to perform the process for the computation, and here this diagonal for the input and output. And this is for the decision making. It means we have to check कि आपका जो है कंडीशन ट्रू है या फॉल्स है. Circle is used to represent a point at which the flowchart connect with the another process, right? Now, what are the advantages of using flowcharts? The first is communication. Flowcharts are better way of communicating the logic of the system. Second is effective analysis, where we are saying the problem can be analyzed in more effective way because with the help of the diagram we can easily understand कि जो है किस तरह से आपके प्रोसेस फ्लो कर रहा है. Next one is proper documentation. Flowcharts serve as a good program documentation. Normally ये कोड तो है नहीं, तो basically for what purpose we use these flowcharts? For the documentation. Whenever we develop the projects then and it's very difficult to understand the lengthy code, so with the help of these flowcharts we can easily identify the process or sequence of the program. Next is efficient coding. Acts as a guide or blueprint during the system analysis and program development phases, as I told you in this particular point. So here we have certain exercises. Draw a flowchart to depict all steps that you reach your college and draw flowchart for linear search. So these two exercises for you to develop the flowchart or to write the flowcharts with the help of these syntax which we have used, right? So we will continue the there are certain limitations also. Limitations से पहले we will take certain examples, and here we have these examples. The first one is true or false. And here this text expression, if condition is true, you will continue with the body of the loop, and the condition is false, so you will exit. And this is the simple to continue the sequence of the statements till the condition become false. So this is while loop, and next one is for loop. In the case of for loop, as we know, कि first we have the initialization expression, then we test and then we increment. So suppose कि हमने कहा कि you have to display the first 10 numbers. So here you will write the I is equal to 1 if I less than equal to 10, and here you will print I and I is equal to I plus 1. Now again it will check whether I is less than equal to 10 or not. If it is yes, it will display an increment I and it will continue till I less than equal to 10. And as soon as the condition becomes false, it will exit. And we have discussed that this is the case of if or else. So first was the case of looping and this is the case of only. It will check whether A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, true, it will display A is the larger. If the condition false, it will come to the end. And here if else, in the last case we have not included the else part, but if we want to display the B part, suppose ki we have said ki A is greater than B, true, so you are printing here print A, but if the condition false, you want to print B and come to the end. So we may include the if else with the execution of the set of statements. And it is the case of switch case whenever we have the multiple conditions. So case 1 true, it will execute the first case body. False, it will check for the second case condition. True, execute the second case body, and in this way it will show the all cases, though there is no case of looping. A flow chart for finding the sum of first five natural numbers. First five, it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since we have to do the addition, so you will use the s is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, and increment sum is equal to s plus I. Initial value of I, which is 1, so 0 plus 1, 1 is added here. I will be incremented, I become 2. It will check whether it is less than greater than sum. If yes, तो it will add here. It means कि जो है आपका I की वैल्यू अभी 1 है और सम की भी I की वैल्यू 2 है और सम की 1 है. तो it will continue till the condition become false and will display the sum over here. Another example, to find the sum of first 50 natural numbers. Again, we have to initialize sum equal to 0, n is equal to 0, and n is equal to n plus 1. Now the value of n is 1 and sum is equal to sum plus 1. It is added, then it will check is n equal to 50. If no, it will continue to increment the n and add the value of n to the sum. If condition false, it will display sum. Similarly, the algorithm which we have discussed, and here we have to find the larger of two numbers. How to represent? With the help of read A and B. If A is greater than B, yes, it will print A. If A is less than B, it will print B and it will come to AND. So similarly, you can draw the flow chart of three numbers. Right. Now come to the limitations of flowcharts. The first is complex logic. So whenever we have a complex program, so it is very difficult to draw the complicated flowcharts. Second one is alteration and modification. It's very difficult to alteration required in the flowchart as you have to redraw the complete flowchart. There is no way कि आपने बीच से जरा सा रब किया और हो गया. Next is reproduction. As the flowchart symbols cannot be typed, reproduction of flowchart becomes a problem. So reproduction is not possible in the case of flowcharts. Now, here I am giving you the question with the help of the symbols we have discussed in this flowchart. You please do the practice for these two questions. First one is draw a flowchart to depict all steps that you reach to your college. You have to represent with the help of the pictorial diagram. Second one is draw flowchart for linear search. Linear search is the sequential search. Sequentially, you have to find out whether the searching is over. In that case, you have to stop the searching. So that's all for this particular topic. Thank you.